Is there life after death, and how is it? Those are questions that people ask all the time, but no one seems to have a conclusive or ultimate answer. So what happens when you die? Where do you go, or where do you wake up? Pastor G.
Well, I think it's a decision that every human being needs to make. It is so important to decide because when God made you, He made something inside of you that cries for eternity. The Bible calls that the soul. You have a soul that transcends beyond your existence here. It seems that we never really get satisfaction with all the temporal things in this life. And it seems to me that it's pretty obvious when you consider the fact that we were meant for much more than what this world can give, what this world can give us.
Okay, so what happens when you die? I mean, what happens to this body? What happens, where do you wake up, like I said at the beginning?
Well, if I'm going to consider this issue from the biblical perspective, then we need to speak like what the Bible will teach concerning this, which is that we go automatically into a different existence. We are not left into a limbo. We're not left waiting, but we are automatically from this life. Our body is obviously left behind, and then our soul, our eternal, our existence, the most important experiences, the most important thing about us, what makes us who we are, that essence transcends from this life and goes into eternity.
So a lot of people say that they've seen the light, or right after you die you see a light or you see a tunnel. So what do you exactly see? I mean, what do you expect to see?
Well, Freddie, I need to be honest. I haven't experienced that. The people that speak concerning those issues, well, they're speaking out of personal experience.
Does the Bible make any reference about it?
The Bible doesn't make any reference about it, but we do have the testimony of somebody who was dead and came back to life, and that was Jesus. So we could trust His words. When He says that He could prepare us for eternity, when He says that we could trust Him for eternity, then He is a trustworthy testimony because He was dead and He's risen now.
Right, but that's from a biblical perspective. What about, is there any evidence of life after death?
There is no real evidence the way we look at it from this kind of evidence in this life. However, like I said at the beginning, this is a decision that everybody needs to make. We make preparations for everything, Freddie. We make preparations for vacations. We make preparations even when we're going to have children. And yet, the most certain event that will take place for all of us, which is death, are we making any serious preparations for that? Are you preparing for eternity and for that event that would transcend you from present to eternity?
And what if I choose not to believe that there is eternal life?
Well, that's a wonderful thing about God's love. God never forces you to anything. God never forces you to believe. But what kind of life, what kind of purpose are you going to have if there is nothing beyond this life? You see people that live hopeless lives, and you see their productivity being affected. You see how problems seem to overwhelm them. But people of faith have demonstrated through history that they are able to go beyond what average people go through. They go through so many experiences believing that God is taking them through it and that God will reward them in eternity.
Well, you can leave a comment in the space provided in this page, or you can email Pastor G your questions to the email account shown on the screen. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.